Right, good afternoon everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you're all doing well wherever you happen to be in the world. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing, dropping a like on the video to get me out to a wider audience and in turn grow the channel. Any questions or comments you might have, please feel free to leave them down below, and please bear in mind nothing that I talk about on this channel is financial advice. I'm going to be talking about Hedera Hashbar today, HBAR rather. It's reached its highest price since the beginning of the month, so its highest price in nearly a month, based off of the upcoming updates that are due to the network, I believe tomorrow, on the 31st. So I'll go over that shortly and look at the charts, but before I get to that, I'll go through the cryptocurrency market just to see how we're looking. It looks like a fairly flat day. We're up 0.27%. The market cap is still $1.19 trillion. Bitcoin is over $28,000, so it looks like it could be heading towards 30k within the next few days. That's provided retail hold up over the weekend because institutions obviously will be away, but everything's looking fairly bullish on the Bitcoin front. 24-hour trading volume is at $49 billion. Bitcoin dominance is up at the moment. It's up to 46.6%. It's the highest it's been for a little while. Ethereum is still holding above $1,800. BNB showing some marginal gains, or rather not giving back the gains it's made over the last few weeks. USDC's obviously recovered from what happened a few weeks ago. XRP still stands out, being up 20% on the week. And Solana is still holding its place in the top 10 at the expense of BUSD. Is it gaining anything on Polygon? It's no, it's just marginal. Doge, was that above Polygon the other day? Sorry, I'm just thinking out loud. I can't remember. I'll have to double check that. As for the biggest rises of the last 24 hours, 1 Inch Network. Not something I've heard of, but it's up 15% today. HBAR, see, it's doing well today. It's up 6.23%, which is nice to see. It's the 32nd biggest cryptocurrency out there. So, of the biggest rises of the day, HBAR's the most well known with the biggest market cap. So onto the HBAR page, see how things are looking. As previously stated, we're up 6.16%, currently trading at 0.66, up 5.69% against Bitcoin. Market cap approaching $2 billion, 24-hour trading volume over $100 million, and the circulating supply is 30.1 billion HBAR, which represents 60% of the total supply. I occasionally try to gauge sentiment from the comments on the CoinMarketCap page. How many people are following actually? Some 490 watch lists, so nearly half a million people are following it. Bullish on HBAR, but the thing is, you do get a lot of shilling, like someone's shilling some coin called RYI. No idea what it is, but people will just shill these coins. I'm sure they're paid to do it. HBAR, bullish. Predominantly, the people I'll mention HBAR appear to be bullish. I imagine the network upgrade has brought some positivity into the community. So looking in the charts, I was just looking at this before I started recording. Yesterday I mentioned that we were using we'd had this little Dragonfly Doji on Tuesday. Yesterday we had this massive up bar and we pushed through resistance at 0.063. We were hovering around the daily 100, but obviously after I recorded that video we pushed straight through it and closed at 0.068, which looks like it is slight resistance there because it's wicked there before and rejected. We've pulled back down near enough to 0.063 and looks like we're trying to push back and test this level again. As you can see, I've got marked on that I've got 0.083 as a target. That's more of a key resistance there. Looking at the MACD, we've got positive momentum on the histogram. Both the MACD and signal line are sloping upwards and about to cross zero. We're making higher lows and higher highs. Well, we've just made a higher high almost in comparison to that one. There's no divergence between them two, so everything's looking fairly healthy. Chart wise, before I get to the main article, I just saw something on the HBAR Twitter page. I'll go through it quickly. Today, at the President of the United States Summit for Democracy, Hedera has made a commitment to convene a democracy roundtable on how blockchain technologies can and are supporting human rights, transparency and sustainability through DLT-enabled applications. Hedera will invite companies, trade associations, advocacy groups, academics and government officials share a summary of the discussion and make recommendations for next steps towards improving accountability, fighting misinformation and reducing data manipulation with DLT. Governed by world-leading institutions distributed across 6 continents representing multiple industries, Hedera aims to become an integral layer of emerging Web3 world, built on a decentralized foundation that is fast, sustainable and secure. Now that's in response to a government post. So basically they're trying to get on side of the government, which obviously, if they want to, because regulations will come in at some point. So if they're like on the right side of the government, that's really where you want to be. You look at the state Ripple have got themselves into, because the SEC have gone after them. Obviously HBAR don't want anything like that happening to them, even though they're separate entities that are going after them. You get what I'm trying to say there. Any other news on their Twitter page? Just a lot of retweets. How many followers do they have, by the way, on this one? HBAR Foundation, 71.2 thousand followers. So, it's quite a large following. Anyway, I digress. Moving on to the actual article that I wanted to discuss. HBAR price darts higher after key Hedera Hashgraph news. Now, I'll link this down below. It's on invez.com. It was published about 3 or 4 hours ago, so it's quite recent news. I'll go through the article, link it down below. Hedera Hashgraph token jumped to the highest point since March the 2nd. This rally happened after the network's total transactions hit 6 billion. Bitcoin price is about to hit 30 million, 30,000 rather, 30 million, Christ, $30,000, which I mentioned earlier when going through the cryptocurrency market. Hedera Hashgraph price jumped to the highest point since March the 2nd of this year as Bitcoin continued its comeback. HBAR rose to a high of 0.068, which was about 28% above the lowest point this year. Other altcoins like SXP, Celo and Trader Joe also rallied. Bitcoin leads recovery. Hedera Hashgraph is a leading blockchain platform that provides smart contract solutions. It is an Ethereum rival that has additional capabilities like faster transaction speeds and lower costs. Further, it is an open source platform governed by some of the biggest companies in the world like Google, Boeing, Dell and Ubisoft. Data compiled on its website shows that it has over 1.9 million mainnet accounts and has helped handle over 11 million transactions in the past 24 hours. Unlike Ethereum, whose cost per transaction is over $10, the average cost of Hedera is less than a penny, 0.01. The average consensus time is about 5.6 seconds. In a recent note, the developers noted that Hedera's mainnet has handled 6 billion transactions. This was covered not long ago. That tweet is from the 26th. I think I did a video on it. The main catalyst for HBAR price is the fact that Bitcoin is surging despite the regulatory scrutiny in the industry. Bitcoin jumped to a high of $28,885, which was the highest point this year. This means there is a possibility that the coin will jump to $30,000 in the coming months. Historically, altcoins like Hedera tend to attract attention and buyers when Bitcoin is surging. This rally is notable because it comes in a week that US regulators filed a lawsuit against Binance, the biggest cryptocurrency exchange in the world. The other main reason why Hedera Hashgraph is rising is a new governance proposal in the ecosystem. Proposal HIP 694 proposes a way for users to receive information for specific information as soon as it's available on Hedera Hashgraph. And there's a tweet there from DeFi Girl XO. She's worth following. Actually, I don't follow her, but I've seen her tweets before, so I'm going to follow her when I finish this video because she comes out with some pretty interesting information, like that Eisenreich, who is just got his finger on the pulse with all things VeChain. I don't know if you watch any of my VeChain videos. The H4 chart shows that Hedera Hashgraph price made a strong comeback in the past few days. In this period, it has managed to move above the key resistance point at 0.068. The highest point on March the 14th, the coin has moved above the 25 period and 50 period moving averages, while the MACD has moved above the neutral point. I have slightly different settings on my MACD. Oh no, it's on the 4-hour chart, so I'll have to check my H4 chart when we finish this. Therefore, more upside will be confirmed if the coin moves up 0.068. If this happens, it will likely retest the support at 0.076, which is along the 50% Fibonacci retracement level. This price is about 17% above the current level. So what they're saying, the coin moved above the 20 and the 50. I don't have a 25, but I'll go to my... I tried to keep things as simple as possible. I only use a 50 and 100. So we go to the 4-hourly, and you can see we have pushed above both the H4 50 and 100. The 100's above the 50, and as they said, the MACD and signal line are both above zero with positive momentum. So price being above both those key moving averages is very bullish, and for the time being, you can see we've had this little pullback, little bit of consolidation there, wick down to support, pushed back up and closed around, where did it close? Around 0.066. So we've opened here, and again we're on sitting on a little bit of a doji there, but we've made a higher high. Well, I say a higher high in comparison to the previous two bars. I'd like to see us close above 0.068 today for a bit more bullish confirmation, but while we're around this zone, it's like a decent time to be accumulating, I suppose, when you go and zoom out to like the monthly chart, and you can see how high this thing has been. It's been as high as 58 cents, so the potential for growth is, you know, phenomenal, really. And I do note that on the actual monthly chart, once we get past this 0.0, what have I got marked on? 0.083, there's very little resistance until we get to 21 cents. So should this like momentum we got in the market continue, we could see a fairly swift push to the upside, because if you look at the last time HBAR moved, it was sitting in this consolidation zone from February to nearly a year, February to January. Then it exploded over the course of from January to, it went from January, where it was trading 0.066, to September. So in 9 months it went over 50 cents. So these things can happen quite quick. I know like 9 months isn't, you know, well, you can have a baby in that time, can't you? But you know, you're not going to get that sort of return in a bank, are you? So personally, I'm prepared to put risk capital into a project like this. Excuse me, I need a drink. When I say risk capital, I mean money I'm prepared to lose. I don't think it's money I will lose, obviously not financial advice, but were I to lose it, it's not something that's going to destroy me, because it's not my main source of income. I do quite well at crypto, but it's speculative capital that I'm prepared to risk in order to get the biggest gains. You know, with the biggest risk come the greatest rewards. So this is one of the projects I'm going in quite heavy on, because of the fundamentals behind it, because of the team behind it, because of the partnerships and the real world applications, and how well it's done historically. That coupled with how things tend to, when you know, they make an all-time high and then they pull back and then they go to make another all-time high. So what's the difference between the high in March 2021 to the high in September 2021? That's another 30%. So if we would get another 30% from there, which I believe would do a lot more than that, 30% from there would take us to about 76 cents. So I see this going to $1. Quite comfortable. Obviously this is all speculation, but you know, it's just I do believe in this project, and I know that many other people do. It was trending quite heavily on Twitter, all the social media outlets, and YouTube not long ago. It seems to have died down, the hype, a little bit now, but I don't really mind that. As previously stated, when the talk dies down a little bit, you can get in at a better opportunity, and then when the talk starts, that's when people start FOMOing in again, and at which point I'm already well positioned, and all the smart investors are as well. So I think I'll wrap it up for there. Thank you for your time. Like I said earlier, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I mentioned yesterday I've been stuck on 430 something subscribers for over a week or so now. So I would like to get to, Christ knows how many, 500 or so by the end of next month. That would be nice. But yeah, drop a like on the video. That gets me out to a wider audience. And any comments or questions you got, please leave them down below. Even if you've got a price prediction or something, just let me know. I'll tell you what I think. Okay, so thanks for watching. I wish you all a wonderful afternoon, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.